It's the live stream. It is happening. Okay. Yes. I'm gonna say welcome to the live chat. Live stream. Okay. And yes, welcome. This is the first time I've done this actual live stream, and I'm basically here in my studio. My studio has grown a little. I do have neighbors, and some of them are a little on the loud side. It just is what it is. But basically, there is the door to my my main studio, and then this is the secondary studio space where I have my essentially office and shipping department and storage of all of my shows and stuff. And you know, there's not much on this side of me, and I can only turn this so far, but basically that's what you can see from this camera. And for what you can see over here, on the table is you know, what we're going to be working with today. So I'll just keep my face sort of visible in case you're that type of person who needs to see my face. And we're going to get started over here. Yes. So basically, last week I made a bunch of things. I made these glass flowers, and then what I'm going to do is actually put them into put LED lights inside of them. So here I have this, and here's the LED light, and it's down in there. And then I have just some really basic craft wire, actually, but it happens to be copper cord, which is ideal for electronics. So there you can see I've stripped the ends, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. And then yeah, so that's kind of what we're starting with. And here we have a fun little gadget I made years and years and years ago when I first started with electronics, and I'm honestly using the same batteries that I put in way back then. So this is just a basic battery pack that you can get from any electronics hobbyist shop, anywhere that sells educational electronics in particular. And you can see that it has a 9-volt battery snap on it that goes to 2 wires, and you can't really see under the duct tape, obviously, but basically one wire goes to one of these clip-on earrings that I've put through the box. They're just templates, backings for clip-on earrings. You know, if you made some fabric earrings, you could sew them onto this if you wanted to do some kind of craft and put it on clip-on earrings. These are your parts, your findings as they are called in jewelry. And so I just have these little clippy things with the wires attached under the duct tape, and what it means is that I've got essentially a polarity checker. So this gold colored one is the positive lead, and this one is the negative lead. If you're kind of new to electronics, which a lot of people are, basically you're all familiar with the fact that a battery has a positive lead and a negative lead, a positive side and a negative side. That's all batteries do. And the electric current, so the little electrons travel from the positive to the negative. So they're just going sort of in a loop, but they are spent once they get to the other side of the battery. Or you spend them as you put them through something and then into the other side of the battery, but the little electrons sort of travel in that loop. So you have to make sure the electrons are traveling in the correct direction inside of an LED, and you can do that in a number of ways, but this way is kind of fun because then you get to see the light up. So I get to figure out which side of my wires need to go to the positive and negative sides of the batteries in my finished product. So that's how that works. So there's the positive, there's the negative, and if I push really hard, or just, anyway, it's not always super easy to just do it with your hands. This is not a permanent power hookup. This is just a test. And it works very well for telling me which side is my positive and which is my negative for the final hookup. So that's just a little demo of that. And then I'm also going to show you basically what we're doing. So I've got this paper out just so that it's a little bit easier to see what's happening. And I'm just going to check on the comments. No one has said anything. Feel free to say something. If you want to, I would love to hear from you. Ah, goodness me. Should this be a little closer to me? Maybe. That's not good. Oh, that's a bit better. Okay. So. Ignore my beefy shoulders. I'm very strong from blowing glass for years and years. Okay, let's get back to this. So these are the flowers I've got that I made last week. And some of them are better than others. This one was really great, but the final petal was just not sturdy enough. So this is what it looks like. So you can kind of see what I'm going for, but it did not last. Hopefully that's someone telling me they're watching my live stream and to keep up the good work. Just a second while I find my headphones, darling, or turn you off of that. Hi! Hello? Dinner? Oh, do you want to look at the live stream and tell me if it's working on your end? And then you could comment, maybe. Okay. Yeah, call me back. Okay. So, he's going to look at the live stream and see what's happening. But basically, we've got these flowers that could go in to the wreath, and we've got these little mushrooms, and the mushrooms are also designed to have little LEDs up inside of them. I've got, I'll put my test LED in there so you can see that. Just gonna get this under there. And this one, oh, wrong side. course. Of course. Why would I work? Why would I work? Why would I work? What would really be good is if I put alligator clips connected to these little thingies. Let's just try it the way I was doing it before. So that's working. Oh, he's calling me back. I wonder if I'm doing a good job or not. Hello? Hello? He hung up on me. I know he didn't mean to though. Okay, so I'm going to put this inside the little thing. The little mushroom. And then you can see that it's going to be okay. I'm going to do that and then put the little mushroom because there's no way of keeping it inside of there. But isn't that adorable? I love it. It's very bright in this camera light. Poet. Okay. So this is the wreath I have. And I've got this moss as well. Oh yes. Hi, cookies. Hi, cookies. And what I'm going to do is sort of arrange things. I really love this one. I wish it hadn't lost a petal on one side. But I think I was semi-okay with that because it would hang next to the wall a little bit better, but I might hold off on using it in this wreath. And then as I was making these, I was like, well, maybe I should make some of them with like a curved stem just to see how that was gonna translate. So I think that's gonna look good to have some with a curved stem, some without. And it also occurred to me that maybe I could in the future make them so they're hanging down like dried flowers, because they do kind of look like dried flowers in a way. So I have basically these 4 roses that all look good, but this one doesn't have a green stem on it. Oh, I got a hello on my live stream in the conversation. Hi. That's cool. So yeah, so I still have to snap this glass off, but I think that what's gonna look good is probably this little one, that one, because I think initially I wanted them to sort of go up the side of the wreath like that. So I think like that. But you know, I do really like it when they're in the middle, just like that. Okay, well, let's see what the mushrooms. Maybe I'm doing overkill. Maybe it doesn't need 3. Maybe a single rose is enough, and then a little garden of mushrooms. So So yeah, I like it with the 4. 6 is too many, and these ones are all different shapes. And maybe if I put the one big rose there and a little rose there, and maybe this rose can be like that. There. That's looking better. And then the mushrooms can be sort of up the sides a little bit more. I wonder if he's trying to tell me anything. Oh. I thought I was going to be able to stream on TikTok and other things, but I don't think it's going to happen. If I could stream on multiple platforms at once. There is a service that I thought was free, and then it turned out to not be free, and so then I didn't know what to do. So I think by putting the mushrooms in the foreground, I'm going to have a better time of this. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put LEDs inside of those little guys. Maybe, yeah. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 little LEDs on wires. And I'm going to just want the wires to come down to essentially the middle of the wreath so that the power cord can come straight down. So I'm going to need wire and LEDs to start. And so I'm just going to get those. Bear with me for 1 second. It's 6:03 p.m. So, yeah, unable to connect to chat. Everything's happening fine. Okay, we're doing it. So I'm back. Got my craft wire and my box of LEDs. I have a little bag of LEDs here that I'm going to use. So I'm going to need 9 of them. And you can see on each LED that one leg is longer than the next. So that is that. And then you saw how when I was using this thing, I was sort of getting some of the some of them, like I was getting it mixed up constantly. So I don't want that to happen when I'm actually assembling the things. So I'm gonna just use a pair of shears and some electrical tape to put this, to mark the little wires. There's the start of the electrical tape. And generally in electronics, red means Well, in direct current electronics, that was me deciding that I didn't need to give you a full rundown on but hey, why not? So the positive lead in direct current electronics is usually marked by red. I mean, you can even see that on my multimeter here. These wires stand for red and blue, or red. These wires stand for positive and negative, and there's no blue at all. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna get that ready for when I need it. And since I know I'm doing 9 LEDs, I might as well get 9 pieces ready. Oops, this is the invisible part of the table. Maybe I'll move me in the stream window. I wonder if my darling is still watching this. If he is, he should comment and tell me. Okay. So, there. Now I can do things over here, and that's okay. So, there we go. I wonder if there's anybody else here. I'm thinking they are not. Do we know why we do these things? Do we know why we do these things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's ready. Now, as I mentioned, the positive and negative leads, one is a little bit longer than the other. I believe it's the positive is longer than the negative, but I could be wrong. Nope, I was right. So that's just something, a piece of information it's good to hold in your head. If you can't, you can fall back on this. That's fine. So next I need to prep my wire. I had a different roll of wire that I had already started, but I can't spot it with my eyeballs right this second, so I'm going to open a new pack of wire. This, as you can see, is from Dollarama. It is literally black wire on a stick. I think this might be a little bit thinner than what I had before. And it might not be copper down the middle, so let's find out. So this is a wire stripper gadget. You don't need one of these, but they're only $10 from Princess Auto, which is a mail order service here in Canada. And this wire is clearly not copper on the inside. Boop. All right, so I need a new plan. New plan is to just find the wire that I was using. And it's not there, which means it's in the other room, but I don't want to leave you guys. I wonder if there's a way to play gentle music while I go find my thing. Found it! Oh, goodness me. Maybe I should do my live streaming from the other room. I just love this room so much, and this table is so great, and this is so great here. But I don't think that the people elsewhere in the building know that they actually talk louder than I do. So they're yelling to each other. I don't know if they know. I don't think they know. I didn't tell them. How could they know if I didn't tell them? Oh, they're being really loud. Yeah, they're just talking to each other. Should I go and tell them? I need your guys' opinion. Oh no! Someone left. Now there's only one person watching. Aww. I wonder who was here. Okay, so I did that. And these are going to need to be soldered, so there's that. I mean, I don't want to just give up, but some days I wonder if that's best. I don't think they know that when they talk at top volume. I mean, it's not really a problem right now, but it's really quiet in here. Maybe I can ask Google to play some classical music. Hey Google, play some Tchaikovsky.
Playing Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky on Spotify.
There we go. There we go. So now we have our own music in here. Wonder who else was here for the 2 seconds. So, let's see, I'm gonna want 18 little pieces like this. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm realizing why a live stream of this is maybe not the most fascinating thing that ever there was. It would be more fun if there was more stuff happening in the comments, or if I promoted it better, but I gotta start somewhere, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it doesn't, these don't need to be very long in most cases. And if there's some that aren't quite long enough, that's fine. I'll just make some more. But especially for the mushrooms, that's all that's needed. I wonder who this is.